Hello wrestling fans, Joe Wheeler here along with Matt Rhodes, welcoming you to the Southern States Wrestling Power Half Hour. And Matt, we've got an action-packed program in store for the folks today. Frank the Tank Parker puts the heavyweight championship on the line on television today.
We're going to see the debut of a gentleman from Orangeburg, South Carolina, the man of 1,004 names. DeAndre Jackson makes his debut today on the Power Half Hour, Joe.
It's going to be a great event, plus the return of Eric Darkstorm to the area. Very well-known competitor making his comeback here in Southern States Wrestling. I understand he's got his eyes on NWA Gold.
Oh, no doubt, Eric Darkstorm. We've not seen him in quite some time. He's back on television today. He was at the Smoky Mountain Cup. Now he's back in Southern States Wrestling to make a mark. He sets out today as he takes on Cody Blade.
Tell you what, fans, let's get all this action and excitement underway. Let's get down to ringside.
Just here, two young scientific wrestlers squaring off in a great show of sportsmanship. A little handshake there at the beginning of the contest. As Eric Darkstorm going right in with a waist lock on Cody Blade, rolls him right over into a pinning position, and referees checking in and got a quick 1 count out of that one. Matt Rhodes, we're off and rolling. Should be a great contest here to start us off.
Oh, definitely. Here on Southern States Wrestling's Power Half Hour here today, we see Cody Blade. It seems like every time I see this guy, I'm always saying he is at a disadvantage due to his size. He's one of the smallest guys in the Southern States Wrestling locker room, but you know what? He's got one of the biggest hearts. But here's a man with pure talent with the cover in Eric Darkstorm. Wise veteran maneuver, Joe Wheeler, going for the cover this early in the match against the younger, inexperienced Cody Blade.
Great point there, Matt Rhodes. Cody Blade ducked under that attempted double axe handle and came up with a nice fine leg scissors right there. Cody Blade now in for a cover on Darkstorm and got a 2 count on that one. What a great exchange. They're off and rolling as Blade now opening up with a series of shots. It's Darkstorm with a hard forearm right there and a second one. Man, he's laying him in there, Matt. Oh, and a big chop right there. As I understand, Eric Darkstorm has got his eyes set on some NWA Gold, is what I've been hearing.
Recently returning to the NWA Smoky Mountain, formerly Championship Wrestling. Back in the day, Eric Darkstorm made a name for himself here in the Mountain Empire. In the 2004 era of CW, Eric Darkstorm was one of the best around. Former tag team champion, former television champion. Eric Darkstorm has held championships all over the country. But right now, we see him dominating, so far nearly going. Vicious backbreaker, Joe Wheeler, to Cody Blade. Here's a cover and a near fall.
As Darkstorm now bringing his man back up to a vertical base. And, you know, there was a great point that you made earlier about Cody Blade size-wise, but he is a double tough competitor. I've watched him in several encounters now, and granted, he's not the biggest guy by any means, but he is tough, and Darkstorm right there got a quick 2 count on that one after that swinging backbreaker there. But, man, you know, you can tell Cody Blade's coming to fight. Every match, every contest I've seen him in, he's giving it his all. But Darkstorm has just got such a size and a power advantage here. Wow! But once again, Blade pulls a miracle out of nowhere right there.
Where Cody Blade lacks in size, he makes up for with his big heart. Cody Blade reminds me of a younger Wayne Atkins back in his day when he first broke in to the sport of wrestling. Cody Blade is undersized. He's always the underdog in the match, but he uses that as added motivation, fuel to the fire, if you will, Joe, to beat opponents in the ring, as he has done several times in Riders Room. Darkstorm gets up high with that spinning heel kick. Now he stands him up. Irish whip to the corner. And that's Pat Nick Eric Darkstorm. The roll through to the enziguri, and this could be all she wrote, and it is.
Great contest right there, and there's your winner of the contest, Eric Darkstorm. He's got his eyes set on some NWA Gold.
Here is your winner, Eric Darkstorm.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Stephen Hammer, and I am here with Lance Erickson, who has gold around his waist around the Mountain Empire area. And Lance, I want to ask you about the competition here in the Mountain Empire. Are you going to defend this title, and are you going to add more around your waist?
Listen, I'm a Canadian Lion, Lance Erickson. If I didn't think there was good competition in this area, I wouldn't be here. I am the NWA Mountain State Heavyweight Champ. And see, what you don't realize is I run that area. I do what I want. That's why I'm here, to get some competition, because they don't have anybody up in West Virginia for me to work with. So I thought I'd come down here to the great state of Tennessee, and I'd see exactly what everybody's got here. Anytime, any place, I'll defend this wonderful new belt that was made specially for me against anybody and everybody. Doesn't matter. Line them up, the Canadian Lion will knock them down, because everybody is just my next step towards immortality.
That was Lance Erickson coming for more gold in the Mountain Empire.
With the economy changing almost daily and not always for the best, let Hassie'sKitchenTable.com keep your food budget under control. Leave the work up to us as we find inexpensive recipes, cooking, and shopping tips. You will soon have all the tips, ideas, recipes you need to feed your family well on a budget and have fun while doing it.
Hello everybody, it's your old friend here, Handsome Bo James. Some people like to call me the King of King Sport, and I'm here to tell you, it's finally here. Do you want to be a wrestler, kid? My first full-length book, 348 pages, never publicly told stories, rare photos, a history lesson of pro wrestling in East Tennessee. How I got my career started as a promoter at the age of 14 years old. How my in-ring career started at 15 years old. Stories of being so blessed and getting to work and compete with people like the Russian Bear Ivan Koloff, the Mongolian Stomper, Izzy Slapowitz, Nature Boy Buddy Landell, Jimmy the Boogie Woogie Man Valiant, Ricky Morton, and a whole lot more. Let's not forget about those practical jokes that wrestlers like to pull on one another, a whole chapter dedicated to that. Tributes to many of my fallen heroes turned friends like Wahoo McDaniel, Road Warrior Hawk, Sherry Martell, Billy Joe Travis, Moondog Spot, and a whole lot more. Buy your copy today, kingofkingsport.com. Each book comes with signed pictures of not only myself, but my beautiful wife, Misty James, and a DVD with never-before-seen matches, interviews, and special insight from me that follows the book. Do you want to be a wrestler, kid? Available now, kingofkingsport.com.
Fans of the Mountain Empire, if you're looking for a great and exciting new way to bring funds into your nonprofit, the way to do it is with a great wrestling card of Southern States Wrestling. We're going to give you the money the night that we collect it right there in your hometown. That way you don't have to wait weeks and weeks on the proceeds to come in. Joe Wheeler, it's a great way to raise funds.
No doubt about that, Michael Sutherland. Great way to get a bunch of folks together, have a good time, enjoy a fun-filled family night with Southern States Wrestling. Wrestling action that you can bring the 5-year-old children right on up to the 88-year-old grandmothers too, because it's family-friendly, family fun, as only Southern States Wrestling can do. If you own a business in the Tri-Cities, we do have advertising space available right here on the Southern States Wrestling Power Half Hour, seen on the CW Tri-Cities 4 and across the world on Facebook and Blip TV. Contact us at the address on your screen, sswking@aol.com, for more information.
SSW Fundraising Events, we're going to meet your needs.
But we got a big event coming up on Friday night, April the 13th. Hickory Tree Volunteer Fire Department's going to be Ray Idle and Scott Sterling in an already signed match. We don't know who the champion is, but we know it's going to be a great match. But one match I want to talk about in particular, we got April the 20th back at the National Guard Armory in Mount Carmel. Big tag team match. We got Frank the Tank Parker, the heavyweight champion. Scott Sterling already signed to take on the team of Ray Idle and Steve Flynn, James.
Hold on, let me start with one thing. I know who the Tennessee champion's going to be. He's right over your shoulder. You make more cracks like that, he might be busting your jaw. Scott Sterling is, was, and will be Tennessee champion as long as he wants to be and as long as I want him to be. Frank Parker is big business and Southern States champion for as long as he wants to hold it. You'll see Friday night, April 13th, at redneck, nothing happening, trailer-loving hillbilly fire department, Hickory Tree. Those redneck hillbillies couldn't even put out a garden. I don't know what they're doing. But now, April 20th, Ray Idle. Ray Idle, I gotta love your stupidity, boy. You keep on to get in the ring with Frank Parker. Frank Parker has beat you down. He's beat you for 2 years. You cannot have any more title matches. So what does he do, Matt Rhodes? Ray Idle goes out to Steve Flynn. Please be my partner. I ain't gonna help you. I ain't gonna help you. Ain't gonna be anything if Steve Flynn left. You come to Mount Carmel. You get back in the big business Army's way. Ray Idle, you know how it ends. It ends with you losing, just like it has for 2 years. Frank Parker's the champion he's always going to be. Scott Sterling will be Tennessee champion before, during, and after Hickory Tree. And it's just going to be another beat down for Ray Idle. That's all it is. Big Business Army!
It's a big day for the Big Business Army.
Every day is a big day for the Big Business Army.
The Tennessee title match.
Shut up, Matt Rhodes!
Hello, wrestling fans. My name is Stephen Hammer, and in the Mountain Empire recently, you have seen chain matches, last man standing matches, and even hillbilly throwdowns. You've also seen returns of stars in the Mountain Empire. And right now at this time I'd like to bring in one of the stars, Eric Darkstorm, pure talent. Eric Darkstorm, let's talk about why you returned to the Mountain Empire and Southern States Wrestling.
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in this week. And it's great to be back. It's an honor to be back in Southern States Wrestling, the best competition in the South. I'm on a winning streak in West Virginia, and it's rolling all the way down to the Mountain Empire. Hammer, I came back for one reason and one reason only, and that's to get gold. Whether it be the television title, the heavyweight title, tag titles, it doesn't matter. I came back to entertain these fans, to get some gold, and there's two things they can do about that. Actually one, nothing.
Also, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to bring in another guest at this time. Coming into Southern States Wrestling, his name is DeAndre. Hello, sir. How are you doing?
Oh, what's up, man? How you doing?
How are you?
Got the glasses? DeAndre Jackson, limited edition. Here you go. Have fun tonight. Yes, DeAndre Jackson, the man of 1,004, well now 5, the brother from another mother, monikers. I've come here for 1 year. I've called. I've sent emails, tweeted. I sent pigeons flying over the place to get here. They don't take just anybody. You have to be top of the top, cream of the cream. And I've come here to be the best I can be in SSW. They come for SSW Gold and the SSW Women. Yes, I'm a ladies man. That's another one of my monikers. Stay tuned. I'm only just beginning. The train is rolling and we are off. Brakes on the car, brakes on the bass, brakes to make your body shake.
We'll have more right after this.
Hey you, get off the couch and get out to Samson's Gym in St. Paul, Virginia. Dauntless equipment, free weights, Smith & Cable machines, step aerobics, boxing equipment, cardiovascular equipment, tanning bed, drink bar, fitness wear, supplements, and more. Plus an instructor on duty at all times. Call 762-7170. Samson's Gym, your one stop for fitness since 1990.
Imperial Healthcare welcomes you to our new location, 645 East Main Street, Kingsport, Tennessee. New patients welcome now. Call 423-734-2318 or 782-0893 to make an appointment with our friendly and qualified staff. Imperial Healthcare of Kingsport, Tennessee. Simple and sincere. Dr. V.J. Singh, M.D. Tell them you heard about them on Southern States Wrestling.
Wrestling fans, Joe Wheeler here along with Matt Rhodes and Marty Ricker for the call of the action here as we've got DeAndre Jackson in the black and blue taking off the current Southern States Wrestling Heavyweight Champion Frank the Tank Parker. And should be a great contest here, Matt Rhodes, and we got some new a new challenger here to Frank's title.
Some new blood here at Southern States Wrestling, and he is a great-looking competitor. A man that hails from Orangeburg, South Carolina, has made quite a reputation for himself in the Southeast already. He's good friends with Bo James, and that always helps you out in this sport. But he's got a tall task ahead of him, Marty Ricker, in this match against a man that you've seen several times in Frank Parker.
Yeah, indeed. And I can tell you the guy has a million monikers, he says. I said, let's put a mask on him and call him Mill Monikers. Like Mill Maskers from the old IWA back in the mid-70s. Frank Parker in the match hits him in the turnbuckle. Jackson goes down, and there's a foot to the throat. Referee calls for the break. Parker, the side headlock, the fist to Jackson's head.
You know, Marty, old Frank the Tank Parker, double tough veteran competitor and 300 plus pounds, but of course there's a McHone at ringside, and that doubles the weight and doubles the trouble for Mr. Jackson. Oh, Frank just caught him right there with a big clothesline, takes his man down, and of course that makes James McHone very happy. Referee's in and got a 2 count on that one. As McHone always got that banner going here at ringside, Matt Rhodes. He's always got something to say, doesn't he?
He's got a mouth that never quits talking. But James McHone, he may be right with what he just said. Frank the Tank Parker, one of the best wrestlers today, no doubt the best in Southern States Wrestling, Joe Wheeler, because he is no doubt the undisputed heavyweight champion of Southern States Wrestling. He has had many great battles for that championship, including a great battle with Ray Idol. He's undisputedly won that championship more than once, and Frank the Tank Parker is the man around here.
So as you know, the Southern States Championship, one of the most respected titles in this area, has been held by some of the greats in pro wrestling. As you see McHone on the far side of the ring doing a choke job there on DeAndre Jackson. And he's trying to get him back to his feet, but Frank Parker's there with a body slam. Parker slams him hard to the mat, and Jackson needs some help.
No doubt about that, Marty Ricker. Great to be calling some action with you again as Frank Parker now going in for a cover on Jackson and got a 2 count on that one. And like you said, Southern States Wrestling Heavyweight Championship, very, very well respected, very prestigious championship, and has been firm in the grasp of Frank the Tank Parker for a good time period now, well over a year. He and Ray Idol have had long-standing issues, but now both men moving on to other things. Frank Frank, in there ripping the eyes. And it doesn't matter how big, how bad, or how tough your opponent is. You go to those eyes, it'll always bring them down, Matt Rhodes.
No doubt, the littlest thing in somebody's mind is going to somebody's eyes, but if you ever have been poked in the eye in your lifetime, you know how painful it is, and you see how it's turned the momentum of this match. Frank Parker in control. Vicious clothesline, gentlemen. And right now, Mr. DeAndre Jackson is wishing he was back in Orangeburg, South Carolina, where he is from, Marty.
Indeed. There's a sort of a modified version of a camel clutch, not a full-fledged camel clutch, but a modified version. But it's enough to give Jackson some pain. Jackson trying to get out of the rear chin lock, I guess is what you call it. And now Parker gets rid of the hold, and Jackson is in trouble.
Jackson is definitely in trouble, Marty Ricker, no doubt about that, as Frank the Tank Parker brings his man back up to a vertical base. Oh, and a big thumb right there to the throat. No question about that. I'm sure the camera was able to pick that up very easily as Frank Parker jabbed his man in the throat. And now James McHone on the right-hand side of your screen is going to work on Jackson out there. And you know, McHone, he's kind of like a mosquito, but he can get a few good shots in there and do a little bit of damage. And, well, I meant mosquito as far as the amount of damage he inflicts, not nearly in regard to his size. We're at the 5-minute mark in the matchup here. Frank just laid Jackson out with a big suplex. Now he's in for a cover and got a 2 count only on that one. What great action here, Matt Rhodes.
Well, Frank Parker, he's showing what he's all about in this contest, and no discredit to DeAndre Jackson. I'm sure he's a fine competitor, but you're seeing what happens when you step into the ring with the top of the ladder here in Southern States Wrestling, and Frank Parker, you're going to get taken to the woodshed. Frank Parker right now is having his way with DeAndre Jackson, and you see him using the ropes to pull himself up. And yes, I know James McHone gets involved, but so far in this match, Marty Rickers, we go to you. We've seen pure dominance from the champion, Frank Parker.
There's no doubt about that. He's known as the man with a million monikers. He needs to be known with a man with a million wrestling. Really dealing with Frank Parker now. Parker back with that rear chin lock once again. And DeAndre Jackson needs to put some moves together and get out of this situation.
No doubt about that, as Frank has got him in trouble with this reverse chin lock position here. And he's kept his man grounded here for several minutes. And, went right to the eyes right there. Again with that eye rake. And there's no question, even Andre the Giant, that was one of his great weaknesses, was man could stick his finger, stick his thumb right in those eyes and cause a lot of damage, blindness, and stun his man. Frank now opening up, catches him with a big clothesline in the far side. Frank Parker now reads his man back in again with another clothesline, and that methodical pace that Frank Parker sets, it takes him a couple minutes to get warmed up, but man, he is like a freight train unleashed when he gets to going. And oh my, he just missed that one right there as Jackson was able to get out of the way. Frank Parker is stunned and staggered. This is Jackson's time right here. Caught him with a big shot to the top of the head. Jackson now setting up. Caught him with a clothesline. Didn't take Big Frank down, but he's got him rocking. He's got him rolling here. Jackson, he tried a crossbody, but Frank stepped right out of the way, Matt Rhodes.
He sure did, Joe Wheeler. And what a momentum turn momentarily for DeAndre Jackson. I fear, though, that Frank is setting up for the end. There it is. He locked in that full Nelson. And Marty Ricker, this may be the end of it. Joe Wheeler, it looks like it's over with.
James McHone feels like it's over with. He's grabbed the belt and put it over his shoulder. But Jackson is still trying to fight the effects of the full Nelson.
Jackson's fighting, but he's fading at the same time, and there you have it right there. Frank the Tank Parker retains his Southern States Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, and of course James McHone, the very proud manager.
You got something to say?
Joe Wheeler here with the current Southern States Champion Frank the Tank Parker and his manager, Big Business James McHone. And of course, the Southern States Heavyweight Championship has been held by numerous wrestlers over the years with great prestige, such as the Mongolian Stomper and Jimmy Golden. Frank Parker's had a firm grasp on that title, and a lot of interference on your behalf.
No interference.
Resulted. And of course, you know, next week we're going to see you handcuffed. Next week we're going to see you handcuffed to Mike Cooper to keep you out, keep you neutralized in that match for the Tennessee title.
First of all, I'm sure Mike Cooper has been handcuffed and taken the hooscow many times. I am big business, James McHone. I'm not a criminal. Frank Parker does not need interference. I've never interfered in a match in my life. Scott Sterling is going to take that Tennessee championship. It should have never been taken away. It should have never been held up, whatever they want to do. Mike Cooper, Ray, I don't care. You see, Frank Parker just showed you why. Bo James sends his crony in and Frank Parker takes him right out. DeAndre, whoever he is, gone. Ray Idle, you're going to be gone. Mike Cooper is nothing. Handcuffs mean nothing to me. Frank Parker's the champ. Steve Flynn, you really don't want to get into this. You walk down on big business, you get back in my name, you're getting hurt. Steve Flynn's getting hurt, Ray Idle's getting hurt. The Tennessee title is coming to big business where it never really should have left to start with.
We'll find out next week on that one, folks. Fastest 30 minutes on television today, Southern States Wrestling Power Half Hour. What an edition it's been. Of course, we saw Frank the Tank Parker defend that title against Steve Flynn once again. Fans, want to remind you, April the 13th, we will be at the Hickory Tree Volunteer Fire Department, and then on April the 20th, back in Mount Carmel at the Armed Forces Center. And Matt Rhodes, action and excitement as only, Southern States Wrestling, and throughout the Mountain Empire.
Oh, what a big week this week was here on the Power Half Hour, Joe Wheeler. Next week's even brighter, ladies and gentlemen. I heard James McHone out here earlier talking about how next week he's going to be handcuffed to Mike Cooper. Finally, James McHone is going to be equalized with Mike Cooper out there, and we're going to see the Tennessee Championship decided fair and squarely. Also, my good friend Stephen Hammer will be along next week with a very special segment here on the Power Half Hour. And we seen and we heard from Lance Erickson today on the program. Next week, we see him in action for the first time here in Southern States Wrestling. Next week's Power Half Hour, Joe.
Be sure to join us. It's going to be action-packed as always. For Matt Rhodes, I'm Joe Wheeler. We'll see you next time.